What's up, guys? It's Owen, also known as SpagettSlap, and today's story is kind of a crazy one. Um, no, I haven't really been to many parties. I've been to a good handful, maybe two handfuls. You know, I've been to a few parties, but this one is probably one of my craziest party stories. And as you know by the title, I get chased by the cops. Okay, so let's just jump right into it. So it was just, another day, average day. My friend Owen hits me up and he's like, yo, I'm throwing a party tonight for the 4th of July. Come through. You can bring friends. I want it to be deep as fuck. So I'm like, bet. So I hit my friend Colin up and I'm like, yo, bro, you trying to go to this party with me? Like, I'm sure my mom will let me. If you just tell your mom that you're spending the night at my house, I doubt that she'll care. So he comes over because his mom said yes, and now all I need to do is find a ride. So I hit my friend Jacob up, which he's like the only one that can drive at the time. And I'm like, bro, Owen's throwing a party tonight. So can I get a ride? Please? And he was like, yeah, for sure. I got you. So I asked him for a ride before I even asked my mom to go to this party. And then I go to my mom and I'm like, Mom, my friend's throwing a 4th of July, little get together, nothing crazy. Can I go? And she was like, you can go, but when you get back, I'm breathalyzing you and you better not drink. And I was like, you know what? Fair enough. I promise you I will not drink. And she's like, okay, fine. Be responsible, be smart, please. So, like 7 o'clock rolls around and my friend Jacob comes to pick me and Colin up. And we get to this party and Owen's there and I'm like, what's up, bro? And first thing I ask him is, you got anything to smoke? Like, do you got a pen on you? Like, can I hit your pen? And he's like, yeah. So, I spend probably 30 minutes chiefing off his pen. By the way, sorry for chiefing off your pen, Owen. You might be watching this right now. Thank you. You're a G. I'm still friends with Owen to this day. He's a real one. Uh, but yeah, so we're chiefing off his pen, and about 30 to 45 minutes go by of me and Colin chiefing off his pen. Then I go to find him, and I give it back, and we're just chilling in the backyard, talking to people, making friends. And we meet this kid, Jose. It's a short little dude, and he's drunk as fuck, sipping on some like Crown or Hennessy or some shit. And he's having a good time, and we're like, all right, bro, we'll see you in a bit. We'll probably see you around. We're at the same party. By the way, this party was deep as fuck. I forgot to mention that. This party was deep as fuck. Like there was people outside, out front, mind you not, you know, throwing beer pong, like just fucking around, loud ass music, and I'm like, whatever, it's not that big of a deal. Like, parties happen all the time, right? Uh, so about 30 to 45 minutes go by, and I kind of want to smoke some more. So I go to find Owen, and I go into his house, and I go into his room, and I find him, and I'm like, yo, bro, can I hit your pen? And he was like, I don't even know where it is, man. And I can tell this man is just fucking gone. He is obliterated. So I'm like, hey, that's okay, man. Thanks for letting me, hit it before and, have fun at your party. And he was like, you too, man. So I'm like, okay, bet. And I step outside his room, and on the couch was this really cute girl. So I'm like, yo, what's your name? And she's like, oh, my name's Bertha. Not the prettiest name, but still. She's like, my name's Bertha. And we were talking for a little bit, I'm flirting, getting my game on. And, she's digging it. And then all of a sudden, this dude bursts through the front door. And he's like, the cops are here. You gotta fucking go. Everybody split. And I'm like, oh fuck, all right, Colin, let's dip. So we go out the back door, we hop this fence, and behind his house there was like 2 rows of like storage units or like like garages, I don't know. But we go out there, we slip through the back, we go through this alleyway of fucking storage units, and we're just walking down this alley. with storage units on both sides, and we see this like little this like split like our path between like two of the garages. So we go in between them, and they're just like a bunch of logs, and we see these three girls chilling there. So we're like, okay, we'll just chill here with these girls, right? And I tried calling my friend Jacob, and he doesn't answer. So I'm like, oh, fuck. Okay, that's my ride. He's not answering. And as I'm worrying about that, this kid Jose that I mentioned earlier is running down the alley, and he's yelling and waving his hands. Cops! Cops! The cops are here! They're coming! And I see a cop car pull around and start pulling into this alley. So I'm like, bro, get over here. Get over here. So I wave him over, and we like slip through this like little path between the two, between the two garages, right? And I'm like, yo, bro, like that's crazy. We meet again. He's like, yeah, bro, that's fucking insane. And we get to walk in. We go out the back of these storage units. We exit out from the path, and it's just like back roads. And we're walking for like 30 minutes, probably less, honestly, probably like 20. And we come to this like school, and in the school parking lot, a cop is there, and the three girls that were with my friend Colin, me, and Jose, we're all tripping a little bit. But I look at them and I'm like, guys, don't worry, we're probably fine. Like, this cop ain't gonna know that we just came from that party that just got busted. And of course, you know, at 11:30 at night, seeing a bunch of teenagers walking, the cop, starts inching towards us, and we see him inching towards us, and he starts getting closer and closer. So we all split. I go off in a direction with this one girl. Colin goes off in another direction with another girl, with this other girl, and Jose goes in another direction with the third girl. So we're split up into pairs, basically. And we're, split in through houses, hopping fences and shit. And me and this chick, we're talking, and she's low-key hitting on me. And I can tell that she's wasted, and I'm too fucking stoned to even, like, notice at the time that she was hitting on me. But, yeah, she was hitting on me, and I was trying to find our way back to my friend, and she was just, she kept saying, come this way, come this way. And right as I'm about to, turn this corner, like around this house, I don't even remember like what it was. It was like a shed or something. But I'm going around the corner of the shed, and I hear Colin yelling at me like, "Hey, bro, over here!" And I'm like, "Oh, do you hear that?" And she was like, "No, no, no, just go behind the shed." I'm like, "What? What the fuck? No, he's right here." And she like sighs and like, sounds disappointed. I'm like, "Bro, I'm trying to find my friend." So we meet up with him, and we meet up with Jose and the third chick shortly after. And Jose's like, "Dude, we can go to my cousin's house." And I'm like, does she know or he know that we're coming? And he's like, no, but I've done this before. And I'm like, you've done this before? And he's like, yeah, we'll just go to my cousin's house. We'll call my mom, and she'll give us three a ride home. And the girls, I don't know, hopefully they have a ride. And I was like, do you guys have a ride? And luckily they did. So uh, we end up, walking for another 30 to 45 minutes, just mindlessly. And we come to this apartment complex, and we're just chilling inside, Like his cousin answers, let us in. We're chilling inside, and he's like, can I use your phone to call my mom? And his cousin, or his aunt, or whatever, I don't remember exactly what it was, but she's like, another party get busted? And he's like, yeah. And she's like, are you drunk? And he's like, yeah. We're like 16, 15 at the time, and she just doesn't give a fuck. And she's like, what about you guys? How are you guys doing? And I was like, me and my friends smoked, but otherwise, I'm chilling. And the girls are like, we're pretty drunk. And, we're all just chilling. And this girl that was hitting on me behind the shed asked for my snap. So, we exchange snaps, and his mom comes, picks us up. We say bye to the girls, and I give his mom my address, and she drives us home. And basically, like right when we pull up to my house, she asks him, "So, how much did you have to drink tonight?" And he was like, "Shit, like a whole Crown bottle." And dude, this kid was like 4'11", like probably like 80 pounds. Like, he was tiny. Like, this kid, like, genuinely was probably certified midget. No offense, Jose, but he was short. He was a really small kid, but he could handle his alcohol very well, apparently, because he was fucking, yeah. And he wasn't lying. Like, he pulled it out of his bag, and I was like, holy shit, dude. Like, when they saw you earlier, that shit was like half full. He was like, yeah, man, I like to drink. And I was like, yeah, no shit. So, we go inside. My mom breathalyzes us, and we made it home unscathed. We didn't get caught by the cops. Just a long night of running from the cops. It was fun. I ended up calling my friend Jacob, and I asked him what happened. And he was telling me that he had to talk to the cops. And so did Owen. And apparently they didn't get in any trouble. Or I know that Jacob didn't. But apparently the neighbors called the cops on the party and reported that there was too much noise going on. And the story doesn't even end there. Yeah, so you know that girl that I got the snap of? There's a whole nother story in that of itself that I think I'll save for a part 2. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's story. Pretty crazy one, in my opinion. Like, you know, it's a pretty crazy experience running from the cops. I'd say so. Moral of the story, don't run from the cops. We probably honestly could have just talked to the cops and been fine and just gone home and not have to worry about the stress of hiding and running from the cops. But I was young, I was dumb, and that's just how it is. But yeah, like this video. If you want a part 2, I'll probably hit you with that in a couple days. But yeah, thanks for watching. Peace.